Without wasting too much time on the introduction, let us look at what we will be covering on this DVD tutorial. We will be looking at the following chapters. Introduction. We'll be looking at the few poultry terms. Tools for your farm. We'll be covering the tools that you'll need for your farm. Chicken diseases. We'll be looking at the common chicken diseases. Unfortunately, we won't cover all the chicken diseases as there are so many diseases out there. Feeding chickens. We'll be looking at the chicken feeds. Chicken tubs. So we'll be looking here at the layers and broilers. Chicken shelter. We are looking at the chicken house here. Young chickens. This chapter will be dealing with chicks. Business talk. So this is the chapter where we'll be covering just the basics of the farming business. The background. Let us look at the background on chickens. A long time ago, chickens were wild animals like birds. Some researchers estimated that people started to domesticate chickens from 7,000 to 8,000 years ago. Those people that are studying fossils, they believe that chickens originate from dinosaurs. Let us look at a few chicken terms. Poultry. These are domestic birds kept for meat or eggs. We are talking about chickens, turkeys, hens, and ducks. But this DVD will be focusing on chickens. Chicks. These are small chickens. Rooster. We are talking about a male chicken here. Hen. We are talking about a female chicken. Broiler. These are chickens that are kept for meat. These chickens are expected to grow bigger in a short period of time so that as farmers we can make money. Layers. These are chickens that are kept for eggs. We are expecting these chickens to lay a larger number of eggs. Capon. We are talking about a castrated rooster. We will be looking at the two systems, the deep litter system and the Bettery Cage system, starting with the deep litter system. The deep litter system, the chickens will sit on the floor with a bedding of 5 inches or more. On this system, you don't throw away the litter. Instead, you rake and add a new litter on top of the old one. You need to make sure that your litter does not smell. You need to stir your litter every few days. The bedding that I will recommend will be a wood shaving. I do not recommend the sawdust, as the word says sawdust. It's a dust. A dust is not good for chickens' health. But on the other hand, the wood shaving, the dust has already been extracted. There are other beddings that we will check later, that is the sand, cutted papers, dry grass, shredded leaves, peanut covers. The advantages of a deep litter system is that it does not require a lot of attention. It's easy to clean, it will produce heat which is good in winter. Also, on the deep litter system, chickens are free to move and do other activities that are healthy for chickens, and they will peck and pick vitamin B on the litter. It's easy and cheap to set up this system, and it increases production and less chicken stress. Deep litter system can also be bad. When there are diseases, they can spread easily on all chickens and where there are parasites. On moisture areas, it will be hard to keep the bedding dry. Let us now look at the Bettery Cage system. On this system, the chickens are not free to stretch, no perching, no dust bathing, no foraging, no flying, no flapping wings. You can see that it feels like the chickens are in jail. The advantages of a Bettery Cage system is that there is no contact between chickens and the dropping. A cage will take more chickens per area, which means you will need less space to store many chickens. The hens will lay clean eggs as there is no contact between eggs and the dropping. And it's very easy to collect eggs. There is less fighting between chickens. This system is not efficient during the cold days as it does not produce any heat. But there is also an increase in hygiene, which means less diseases, and you don't have to worry about the litter problems. Let us now look at the free-range chickens. These chickens will be on the farm that is surrounded by a fence. They will have an access to the outside world. A recommended time in South Africa will be 6 hours out of the shelter every day. But this is not the standard around the world. These chickens should not be fed antibiotics. These chickens are raised without hormones. Free-range chickens are healthier than other chickens. Both layers and broilers can be a free-range. Pastured chickens. These are chickens that are fed with grass. Also, they do access seed and worms. These chickens are taken out to the field just like cattle. Now, let us look at the tools that you will need for your farm. The Capon tool. This tool is used to castrate a small rooster. This must happen when the cockerel is between 3 and 6 weeks. Why would you need to do this? Roosters by nature are smaller than hens, which means less profit. A caponized chicken will grow up to 4 times than a normal rooster. Caponized chickens will work in group just like hens and they won't fight each other. Their meat will also be softer than a normal rooster. The ICU or a chicken hospital. This is a place where you doctor your sick and injured chickens. Sick chickens must not be with other normal chickens as most of the diseases will spread. And the chickens are good when it comes to packing injured chickens. On this room, you will need chicken feed, water, medicine, and good temperature. Temperature and humidity meter. Your chickens and eggs will need to be on the right temperature. The eggs will be stored at a standard room temperature. The chicken's temperature must be between 40 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the small chickens must be 95 degrees Fahrenheit from day one. You will need to decrease this every week by 5 degrees Fahrenheit until you reach a standard room temperature. Chicken feeders. Feeders are for supplying chickens with feed. They must be cleaned all the time. They must not allow chickens to climb, as that will spread diseases. They must not fall. Chicken feeders. Feeders are for supplying chickens with feed. They must be cleaned all the time. They must not allow chickens to climb, as that will spread diseases. They must not fall. Medications. You will need the following medications for your chicken farm: mite and lice control, dewormers to kill worms, disinfectant to clean your farm tools and the eggs, antibiotics, not for growth, but the ones for diseases, vaccine, especially for small chickens. Waterer. Chicken waterer must be cleaned all the time. I prefer plastic or stainless steel. On these two, it's hard for bacteria to grow and they last longer and it's easy to clean them. You need to make sure that your chickens don't climb on this and the chicks don't drown. An incubator. This is a magic machine where you put eggs and the chicks come out, just like that. Before buying an incubator, you need to check the following. The number of eggs. How many eggs do you need to put on your incubator? Model and a year. I will recommend that you buy the latest incubators as the old one might not produce the higher rate. Companies will learn from mistakes from their past products and improve every day. Internet review. Before buying an incubator, go to YouTube and other websites where they do products reviews. Manual or automatic. A manual incubator will need you to turn it every day 2 to 4 times, whereas an automatic incubator will do everything for you. Cost. Obviously, you want to buy something that is within your budget. A laying nest. This is where your hens will lay eggs. Your nest should make it easier to collect eggs. Put an antibacterial on your nest to kill bugs. Make sure that you have one nest per 5 chickens and collect your eggs at least twice a day if your collection is not automated. A fly tray. This is for catching the flies on your farm, as flies will bring diseases to your chickens. A poultry plucker. This is for removing chicken feathers. Some can do 7 to 9 chickens in 20 seconds. An egg candler. This is a tool that you'll use to see the inside of an egg so that you can see the progress on the embryo development. You will need this tool during the incubation process. An incubator. This is a magic machine where you put eggs and the chicks come out, just like that. Before buying an incubator, you need to check the following. The number of eggs. How many eggs do you need to put on your incubator? Model and a year. I will recommend that you buy the latest incubators as the old one might not produce the higher rate. Companies will learn from mistakes from their past products and improve every day. Internet review. Before buying an incubator, go to YouTube and other websites where they do products reviews. Manual or automatic. A manual incubator will need you to turn it every day 2 to 4 times, whereas an automatic incubator will do everything for you. Cost. Obviously, you want to buy something that is within your budget. Egg washers. This is a machine for washing eggs. We will cover the washing of the eggs on later chapters. Beak trimmer. This is a tool for trimming the beak. You will want to trim the beak on the chickens that are fighting. A ventilation fan. The purpose of the ventilation fan is to bring in oxygen and let out other gases. Also, the ventilation fan will reduce the smell and the moisture on your farm. A chicken blinder. This is a tool for stopping chickens that are fighting. It can also be used to those hens that are eating eggs. An egg candler. This is a tool that you'll use to see the inside of an egg so that you can see the progress on the embryo development. You will need this tool during the incubation process. A brooder. This is a box for small chicks from day one. You can buy it or make one at home. You will need water, source of heat, a light, food, and bedding for your brooder. Don't forget to set the right temperature for your chickens. You need to keep your brooder clean all the time. Clean it for every new batch of chickens. A red bulb. This is the bulb that I recommend. A white bulb won't give chicks a nice sleep at night as it will be too bright. White bulb will make chicks to peck each other. Water. Water for the chickens must be clean. Not enough water will result in less growth and drop in egg production. Chickens need water for metabolism, to regulate body temperature, for digestion, to fight stress. Water also contains nutrients and more. Let us look at the recommended water for chickens. The pH must be between 6 and 7. The level of bacteria must be less than 100 per milliliter. The level of coliform bacterium must be less than 15 per milliliter. The level of nitrates must be less than 15 milligram per liter. The level of nitrates must be less than 1 milligram per meter. The level of turbidity must be less than 5 ppm. There are 4 ways to clean your water. The distillation. You boil your dirty water and take the steam. The reverse osmosis. Your dirty water goes through a filter. The blending. You mix your dirty water with clean water. The chlorine. You just add chlorine to your dirty water. Chicken feed. Not giving your chicken the right diet will result in the following: drop egg production, less growth, diseases, weakness, loss of appetite, death, poor feathers, bowed legs, rickets, etc. Let us look at the feed and the chicken stages. The starter feed. This is for small chicks from day 1 to day 10. Starter feed. This is for chicks from week 1 to week 8. Grower feed. This is for chickens from week 8 plus. Layer feed. This is for layers, but you need to wait until they lay first, then give them this feed. The finisher feed. This is for chickens that you will sell. This feed will make them big and the meat will be softer. The grit. You need to give this feed to the chickens that are always indoors. All the chickens that are going out will get the grit from the soil. And do not give this to the chickens that are on starter. The grass. Chickens will eat grass. We will cover this on the next chapters. Oyster shell. This will provide hens with calcium for strong eggs. And egg handling. This is a machine for moving eggs. An electricity backup plan. You will need this as a backup just in case there is a power failure. You might need a generator or solar panels, especially when you have a critical process like an incubator that is running. Chicken heaters. You will need this for your chickens to warm them, especially in winter. Now, let us look at the chicken diseases. Chicken diseases. Remember that prevention is better than cure. Chickens must get a vaccine. There should not be any contact between chickens and any other animals. People on your farm must wash hands. Chicken farm must be clean all times. Clean your farm with disinfectant. Feed must be sealed and not expired. Water must be clean. pH must be between 6 and 7. Your farm needs enough air, light, and check your farm humidity level. Your farm temperature must be the good one for your chickens. Feed must go with the chicken stages. Don't feed your chickens wrong feed. Source of diseases. The following things will carry diseases to your chickens: wild and domestic animals, dirty water, dirty feed, dirty farm, dust, soil, and litter. Chicken tools. Chicken diseases. Remember that prevention is better than cure. Chickens must get a vaccine. There should not be any contact between chickens and any other animals. People on your farm must wash hands. Chicken farm must be clean all times. Clean your farm with disinfectant. Feed must be sealed and not expired. Water must be clean. pH must be between 6 and 7. Your farm needs enough air, light, and check your farm humidity level. Your farm temperature must be the good one for your chickens. Feed must go with the chicken stages. Don't feed your chickens wrong feed. Important vaccines. These are the vaccines that you might need for your farm: MAre disease vaccine, Follow Pox vaccine, Newcastle disease vaccine, Infectious Bronchitis vaccine, Fowl Chorela vaccine, Infectious laryngotrichus vaccine. MAre disease vaccine. The vaccine should be given to a day-old chickens. The chickens that will be affected by the disease are of 16 weeks and less. The symptoms of the MAre diseases are as follows. Sometimes a chicken will have a twisted neck and weight loss, a rough crust on the skin, a progressive leg or wing paralysis. There is no treatment for MAre disease. Newcastle disease vaccine. This disease comes from wild birds and chickens. This will affect both chicks and chickens. The symptoms of the disease are as follows: respiratory problems, bad eggs, egg production drop, watery diarrhea, dropping wings, death. Newcastle disease can spread among chickens. Infectious laryngotrichus vaccine. Before buying the vaccine, you need to check the history of your region for this disease. You need to vaccine your chickens every year. Chickens that are 28 days and above. The symptoms for this disease are hard swallowing, water on eyes. This disease can be transmitted. A Follow Pox vaccine. You need first to check with your region history on this disease. Vaccination will be from a day-old chicken. This disease can be transmitted and the symptoms are as follows: drop egg production, lost appetite, lost weight, dry skin on the mouth and throat. Fowl Chorela. You need to check the history of your area on this disease. It's a transmitted disease. The symptoms are as follows: sudden death, ruffled feathers, nasal mucus discharge, greenish watery diarrhea, sinus, redness, swelling, and fever on the body. You need to protect your chickens from mosquitoes. Infectious bronchitis vaccine. This disease has many types of viruses. You need to know exact the virus before buying the vaccine. The symptoms are as follows: respiratory, nasal discharge, tracheal rales. This disease will spread to other chickens. Avian fox or fowl pox. Here are the symptoms of this disease: cracked comb, swells of neck, saliva on the mouth. Chicken can even go blind. This disease can spread from one chicken to another. This disease comes from animals like mosquito. No medicine for this. You will need to give your chickens clean water and a good diet. Pecking and cannibalism. Chickens will peck each other until blood comes out or death. To fix this, you need to use blinders or trim the peck or use pecking ointment. Botulism. This is a chicken disease that comes from chicken food bacteria and dirty water. A chicken will get paralyzed and breathe hard. It can be cured by giving your chicken an Epsom salt. Fowl Chorela. This disease comes from wild animals. The symptoms will be diarrhea, chicken will look tired. This disease will spread from one chicken to another. There is no cure for this. Rickets. This disease is as a result of a lack of vitamin D. The symptoms are as follow. Chicken will stop growing, bones will go soft, mouth will go soft, chicken will stop eating. This disease does not spread. What you need to do is you need to give your chickens a vitamin D. Ascaridiasis. This is a parasitic roundworm. The symptoms are as follow. The chicken will lose weight, diarrhea. You need to give your chickens a piperazine. Colibacillosis. This is a bacteria that is caused by an E. coli. The symptoms are as follows. Ruffled feathers, a chicken will not rest, coughing, uneasy breathing. This disease will spread from one chicken to another. A medicine will contain anthracyclines and sulfur. Infectious bronchitis. This disease can spread by air and infect a flock within 48 hours. It will affect chickens that are less than 6 weeks. The symptoms are as follow. Coughing, sneezing, saliva on eyes. Hens will stop laying eggs. Infectious coryza. This disease comes from wild animals and birds. The symptoms are as follows. Chicken's head and comb swells, eyes closes, saliva from nose, wet armpit, layers will stop laying. This disease will spread. Unfortunately, there is no cure. Infectious bronchitis. This is a disease that spread by air and infects a flock within 48 hours. It will affect chickens that are less than 6 weeks. The symptoms are as follow. Coughing, sneezing, saliva on the eyes, hens will stop laying. Infectious bronchitis. This disease can spread by air and infect a flock within 48 hours. It will affect chickens that are less than 6 weeks. The symptoms are as follow. Coughing, sneezing, saliva on eyes. Hens will stop laying eggs. Vitamin A deficiency. This disease is as a result of a lack of vitamin A. The symptoms are as follows. Chicken will breathe hard, problems with swallowing, higher level of stress, layers will lay less eggs. You need to give chickens a vitamin A. MARE's disease. We've already covered the MARE's disease when we spoke about MARE's vaccine. The symptoms are as follows. Grey eyes, paralyzed legs and wings. Some chickens won't show any signs of this disease. They will just die. This will attack mostly young chicks. You need to give your chickens a vaccine called MAre vaccine. There is no cure for this, unfortunately. This disease will spread. Lice and mites. These are parasites that can be found on chickens. They can create the following diseases: Follow Pox, Newcastle disease, Fowl Chorela. They can be found on legs or body of the chicken. The symptoms are as follows. Chicken will look scared. It will peck itself all the time. These small bugs can spread. This is how you get rid of them. Wood ash is the best to get rid of bugs on the chicken's body. Vaseline will eliminate the ones that are on the legs. Insecticide is not approved to be used on chickens, but it will kill these bugs. Mnelisi. This disease will be as a result of expired feed and dirty water. You will need to make sure that you keep your chicken feed sealed and clean all the time. The symptoms for this disease are white sting on the comb, egg laying drop, chicken look tired. This disease will spread. Should you find yourself facing this disease, please contact your nearest veterinarian. Coccidiosis. This is a parasite with the following symptoms. A chicken will lose weight, will look cold, you will see a pale comb, diarrhea, dehydration, and death. Chicken dropping will contain a parasite egg. It does spread when a chicken are pecking dropping with a parasite egg. A cure contain petroleum or sulfur drugs. Capillariasis. This is a worm. A chicken will show the following symptoms: diarrhea and poor growth. This parasite can also spread to humans. It can be cured with hygromycin B. ESAC disease. This is a disease with the following symptom. A chicken looks weak or tired. Egg laying will drop. Chicken will cough and sneeze. All eggs will not hatch. Chicken bones joint will swell. This will spread from one chicken to another. The medicine to cure this will contain tylosin and tetracycline. Peritonitis. This disease will be as a result of an egg breaking inside a chicken. You will need Bettery or probiotic powder. Newcastle disease. The symptom will be as follows: white mucus on the eyes, diarrhea, heavy breathing, layers will stop laying, a chicken will be paralyzed both legs and wings. This disease can spread from one chicken to another. This disease cannot be cured. If you find yourself facing this disease, please bury all your dead chickens and contact your veterinarian. Mushy cheek. This is for small chickens and the symptoms will be as follow: smelling bad cheek, whole swells, don't like to eat, does not look healthy. They are born with this disease most of the time. This can spread from one chick to another. Always make sure you keep your incubator and all tools clean. Eggs must be clean too. No cracked eggs, no dirty eggs into the incubator. Poultry. This disease is for both chicks and chickens. The symptoms will be as follow for chicks: white dropping and dying. For all chickens, the egg laying will drop, a chicken will cough and sneeze, This disease will be as a result of a dirty farm. No medicine for this disease. You will have to kill all the infected chickens. An egg bound. This is when a hen is failing to lay an egg. This might be caused by worms, diet, chicken started early to lay, abnormal egg, a lack of water. The symptoms are as follow. Chicken will look sick, tail will go up and down, eyes closes, wings flap. You need to take the chicken into an ICU and put a temperature to 90 and 102 degrees Fahrenheit and give it water. On this chapter, we'll be looking at the chicken feeds. Feeding chickens. Chicken's feed goes with the stage. Chicks will eat chicks' feed. Older chickens will eat older chickens' feed. Layers and broilers will eat different feed. Don't give chickens a wrong diet. Chicken food must be kept in a clean, dry place. No exposure to sunlight, must be sealed. You must read the instructions on the feed package. The feed must not be an expired feed. Feeding chickens. Feeders and waterers must be cleaned all the time. Chicks must not be able to climb on the dishes as they would spill food, leave diseases, get wet. Chicks will only eat starter and a pre-starter. A starter feed is for chicks between 1 and 2 weeks. Please note that the age might differ per feeding company. Starter has more protein than any other feed. It can be medicated or not medicated. A medicated one will come with a vaccine. Please check the packet to see which diseases are mentioned. Grids. As we know that chickens don't have teeth, the grid helps chickens with digestion or breaking down of food. It helps laying chickens to lay healthy eggs. It has more proteins but less than starter feed. The chicks on starter, they don't need a grid. Also, the free-range chickens don't need a grid as they get it from the soil. Oyster shell. The oyster shell is rich in calcium. A lack of calcium will result in soft eggs. Check your layer feed. It will have enough calcium for your chickens. Calcium can also be found on eggs. If you don't have a layer feed or oyster shell, you can boil the eggs and give them to your layers. Grower feed. This feed is for chickens that are 8 to 18 weeks. The proteins on this feed will be between 16 to 19%. This is a good feed. Don't be surprised if your chicken starts laying eggs at an earlier stage. A worms feed. Worms are good for your chicken. You will find them in stores. But if you feed your chickens with the right diet, you don't really need worms. Don't give them too much worms. They might end up eating too much worms and less feed. Layer feed. This feed is for only chickens that are laying eggs for selling. You need to wait for chickens to lay first batch of eggs, then give them the layer feed. Eggs that will come out of this feed will not be fertile eggs. They cannot be used on an incubator. You should expect proteins from 14 to 17%. A chicken lay 1 egg per day. Some day there will be no eggs. Broiler feed. Layers don't need this feed. Only roosters will be given this feed, and the hens that will produce fertile eggs. For eggs to be fertile, you need a rooster to climb the hen. A rooster will have to spend at least 8 days with the hen to make fertile eggs. Finisher feed. You will give this feed to chickens that are 7 weeks old. This feed does not have too many proteins, but it will make your chicken grow faster and the meat will be softer and your chickens will be ready for the market. Starch grains. This is not a complete chicken diet. You can give the starch grains to your chickens on colder days. It will help to keep them warm. The grass. On the intro of this DVD, we spoke about pastured chickens. Now we know that chickens do eat grass. Let me point out that there are many kinds of grasses. Chickens cannot eat all kinds of grasses. You need to make sure that your chicken has an access to clean grass. Chickens are not cows, but they do eat grass. My advice to those people that are affected by higher feed prices, they should try and cut down the cost by feeding chickens grass plus the proper chicken feed. Starch grains. This is not a complete chicken diet. You can give the starch grains to your chickens on colder days. It will help to keep them warm. Thyme. Thyme will clean some types of worms and reduce bacteria. Alfalfa or lucerne. It's healthy for chickens and it will help the layers to lay healthy eggs. Bee palm. It will reduce chicken stress, chase bugs on chicken's nest, and help chickens with breathing problems. Oregano. It will boost your chicken's immune system and help the chickens to fight diseases. Lemongrass. It's healthy for your chickens. It will also make your farm smell good and chase flies away. Lemon balm. It regulates chicken's temperature. You will need this mostly on hot days. And it will also chase bugs away from your farm. Clover. It's a healthy plant to feed your chickens. Chickweed. It's healthy to the young chickens and it reduces the stress on the adult chickens. Sage is also healthy and it will eliminate worms on your chickens. Lavender. It smells good, healthy for your chickens. It will reduce chicken stress and chases bugs away. Mint. It smells good. It regulates chicken's temperature. It promotes healthy eggs, help with food digestion. Wheat. Most chicken food will contain wheat, which means wheat is good for your chickens. Wheat will promote good healthy eggs. Parsley. This plant encourages egg production and it also contains many vitamins that are needed by chicken. Marigold. This plant encourages egg production. It will give egg a bright color. On chicken's nest, it will chase bugs away. Cilantro. This is an antioxidant plant which contains vitamins A and K. It will help your chickens to have healthy bones. Sunflower seed. It will help chicken to produce healthy eggs. And the chicken color will improve. By chicken color, feathers. Ikabishi. This vegetable contains vitamin K, C, B6, minerals, and it is also an antioxidant. You need to hang your cabbage so that your chickens can peck it. Marjoram. Chickens eating this plant will lay healthy eggs. Basil. This plant is good for chickens. It reduces stress, is an antibacterial. Layers will lay eggs with a nice yolk color. Supplements. You might need supplements for your chickens. Some of the supplements will help you with fighting stress, hydrates your chickens, stimulates growth. You will find an example of supplements on your screen. Food that is not good for chickens. Here's a list of food that is not good for your chickens. Green potatoes. They contain solanine, which is not good for chickens. Uncooked beans. They contain hemagglutinin, which is not good for chickens. Green tomatoes. Rotten food. Food with salt. Avocado. Chocolate. Uncooked meat, especially beef. Peanuts. Onions. Garlic. Oranges. Raw eggs. Uncooked rice. Uncooked rice will grow on chicken stomach. On this chapter, we are going to be looking at the layers and broilers. Eggs. Do not throw away unsold eggs. You can cook them and give them to your chickens. Your chickens need proteins and calcium. Egg laid without a roster will not be fertile, so you're not going to put that egg into an incubator. Do not buy fertile eggs that are more than 8 days. That's just a rule of thumb. Put the selling eggs in a cold place. Egg quality will tell you how healthy are your chickens. When your chickens are laying bad eggs or the egg laying drops, it means your chickens are not in a good condition. Do not put eggs direct to the sunlight or any place that is close to an equipment that produces heat. Egg laying rate will depend on the following. The chicken environment. Is it hot? Cold? Is the chicken happy? The farm setup. How comfortable is the chicken on this farm, etc. Egg production will drop as the chicken gets older. You can sell layers that are 2 years and above. You should expect less eggs from them. Chicken type. Some chickens are made to lay more eggs than others. Light. Chickens need light most of the time. Try and see what is better for your farm. Maybe turn off the light a couple of hours at night. Chicken diet. Chickens don't normally lay eggs when they are sick. Molting. Molting is a stage where chickens will lose all feathers. Egg production will stop. How do you deal with a chicken that is eating eggs? You need to check the chicken's diet. You need to take it out of other chickens as it will teach other chickens to eat eggs. Drill an egg and put a custard or chill. Chicken will eat an egg but it will not enjoy since chickens do not like a mustard or a chill. Or you can use a golf or a rubber egg. A chicken will try to break it and it will learn that now the eggs are getting hard to break. You need to also fetch the eggs as soon as they're laid. Chicken nest must be dark inside so that the chickens will not be able to see the eggs. We are going to be looking at the chickens that are good when it's come to laying eggs. I'm talking about layers. Hybrid. Neram, Godline, Amberlink, Specklet. This chicken is available in South Africa. It's not heavy on eating. It's a friendly chicken. It does not fight. Nara will lay up to 270 eggs per year. Amber will lay up to 300 eggs per year. Godline will lay up to 320 eggs a year. Rhode Island Red. This chicken is a layer and a broiler. It lays big eggs. It can do well on both hot and cold climates. It lays between 200 and 310 eggs per year. It is also available in South Africa. Leghorn. This chicken is a layer and a broiler. It lays big white eggs. You can expect up to 320 eggs in a year. It will be ready for market at 16 to 21 weeks. It is also available in South Africa. black star or red sex-linked or red stars. This chicken is good for laying eggs. Some of these chickens will lay green eggs. Sussex. This chicken is both a layer and a broiler. It's perfect for free range. Expect medium eggs that are up to 200 per year. It is also available in South Africa. Sussex. This chicken is both a layer and a broiler. It's perfect for free range. Expect medium eggs that are up to 200 per year. It is also available in South Africa. Araucana. This chicken is from Chile. Some do not have tail. They are made up of other chickens. We should expect around 200 to 260 blue eggs per year. Araucana. This chicken is made of Araucanas and other chickens. They come in different colors. They lay different egg colors. They are good as free-range chickens. Polymouth Rock. This chicken is both a broiler and a layer. It does well as a free-range chicken and it's very adaptive. Wyandotte. From this chicken you will expect between 200 to 280 brown eggs per year. It's a chicken with a yellow skin. Ancona. This is a chicken from Italy. It is good as a free range. It's a fighter. It does not eat too much. It will lay larger eggs and it's not a noisy chicken. Australops. This is an Australian #1 egg layer. They lay big eggs. Expect around 250 brown eggs per year. This chicken is a layer and a broiler. It is also available in South Africa. Barneveld. This is a shy, quiet chicken from Holland. It will lay big brown eggs. There are 14 types of these chickens. Hamburg. This is a layer chicken. It does not eat too much. It looks like a bird. It can fly short distances. It's good for a free range. Jersey Giant. This is a giant chicken from USA, Jersey. It lays big eggs. It does not lay too many eggs. It's a growing slow chicken. Hamburg. This is a layer chicken. It does not eat too much. It looks like a bird. It can fly short distances. It's good for a free range. Coucou-Mouren. This is a chicken from France. The name of the chicken is pronounced as Mouren. It lays dark brown eggs. Expect between 160 to 240 eggs a year. This is a neat chicken that does not like to fight. Buff Orpington. This is a big chicken that lays brown eggs. This chicken is comfortable with cold places, but it's a coward. It's not a good fighter. It lays small eggs. It's a chicken from UK, Kent. New Hemisphere. This is a chicken from America and it's also available in South Africa. It will lay up to 280 medium brown eggs per year. This chicken is good for free range and it's also a good fighter. New Hemisphere. This is a chicken from America and it's also available in South Africa. It will lay up to 280 medium brown eggs per year. This chicken is good for free range and it's also a good fighter. Loman, silver and brown. This chicken is available in South Africa. You can expect around 320 medium brown eggs a year. They will start laying between 14 to 18 weeks. They don't get sick easily. Highland, brown, Sonia, W80, W36, silver browns. These chickens are easy to farm. They lay healthy, strong eggs up to 320 a year. Isa brown layers. This is a brown egg layer. It lays up to 300 medium eggs a year. It needs more protein on the diet. It will start laying between 16 and 18 weeks. It is also available in South Africa. Now that we are finished with the layers, let us have a look at the chickens that are good when it comes to producing meat. Those are broilers. Cornish cross, Cornish eggs, or Cornish rock. This chicken can be a free range or not. Do not keep it on the farm for a long period. These chickens will get sick as they get older. You need to sell them in less than a year. They will be ready for market between 6 and 8 weeks. They can be any color, but normally they are white. They eat a lot, and they do not do well on cold weathers. Jersey Giant. This is a big chicken from USA. This chicken is made up of other chickens. It lays big eggs. This chicken does not like to fight. You can sell it between 16 and 19 weeks. Bresse. This is a chicken from France. It will be ready for market between 16 and 20 weeks. It is an expensive chicken. In France, they have a tradition of giving these chickens milk and maize at certain times. Orpington. This chicken grows slowly. It's for both meat and eggs. It will be ready for market in 18 to 24 weeks. This chicken originates in UK. Freedom Rangers. This chicken does not eat too much. Its taste is better than most chickens. It will be ready in 9 to 11 weeks for market. It can also be farmed as a free range. Naked neck. This is a chicken with no feathers on the neck. It's from Transylvania. It can live on cold weathers. It can be ready to be sold from 11 to 18 weeks. Egyptian Fayoumi. This chicken likes hot weathers, will do well as a free range. It is disease resistant. It will be ready for market from 14 to 16 weeks. This chicken tastes good and the eggs too. It's not a big chicken and it does not lay big eggs. Bouquet. This is a chicken from USA. It is made up of other chickens. It can be a good fighter. It will fight dogs, cats, and young babies. It will be ready for market between 18 and 21 weeks. This chicken is disease resistant. It won't just get sick. Capons. Capons are roosters with testicles removed. By nature, male chickens will be smaller than female chickens. Removing testicles will make a rooster grow bigger up to 4 times, and the meat will be softer than an average rooster. This must be done when the rooster is between 3 and 6 weeks. You need to be careful. This process might kill your rooster. No medicine is used during this process. If you did this process wrong, you need to just kill the chicken. Capons do not fight each other like roosters. They work in group among themselves and other hens. They taste better than roosters. In some countries, this is not allowed, so it will be wise to contact your nearest Department of Agriculture. Molting. This is a process where a chicken loses feathers and new feathers grow. It will happen once a year, but also depend on chickens. If chickens molt before time, you need to check the diet. Small chicks will undergo what we call a mini molt. Forced molting. This is also called induced molting. When the egg production rate drops, farmers will stop giving chickens food for 7 to 14 days. Some farmers will also stop water for a certain period of time. Some chickens will die during this process. You need to be careful. Another type of false molting is to give your chicken feed but uses feed with a bad diet. Feed with less nutrients. Lights on the farm will also be reduced to simulate winter. Result will be molting. Chicken will lose feathers. When the chicken molting is finished, they will feed them as normally. The egg production rate will increase and the quality of eggs will improve. Please check if they allow this in your country. Crossbreeding. This is where you develop a new chicken breed by mixing two or more chickens. This requires a lot of paperwork and time. You might do this if you need a breed that might not yet recognized, or you want to modify an existing chicken breed. For more information on this, you can grab some books at your nearest library. On the next chapter, we'll be looking at the chicken shelter. Chicken shelter. Before building your chicken shelter, please sit down and do a proper planning. I've come up with the following few suggestions. Your farm will have a place to store tools, a place to store medicine and vaccine, an ICU place, an office, a separate place for growing chicks, a separate place for layers, separate place for broilers. Remember that broilers and layers will eat different feed. Fence around your farm. Should you decide to go free range, or let's just say you are busy cleaning your farm, you want to take your chickens out. A good chicken house will protect your chickens from the sun, rain, wind, storm, cold, dust, animals, also from the outside world. Your chicken shelter must be protected from the following animals: birds, snakes, ants, cats, dogs, mosquitoes, flies, rats, people. All these animals will carry diseases. Your chicken shelter must be easy to clean. There has to be enough space for chickens. The recommended will be 3 to 4 beds per square meter. Too many chickens on a small place will bring diseases. You need a ventilation system to get rid of carbon dioxide and other toxic gases and bring in oxygen. Your ventilation system will help your farm to get rid of moisture, reduce heat on hot days, reduce smell on the farm, remove dust. A good chicken house will protect your chickens from the sun, rain, wind, storm, cold, dust, animals, also from the outside world. Your chicken shelter must be protected from the following animals: birds, snakes, ants, cats, dogs, mosquitoes, flies, rats, people. All these animals will carry diseases. A good chicken house will protect your chickens from the sun, rain, wind, storm, cold, dust, animals, also from the outside world. The light level. Your farm lights must not be too bright. The recommended range must be between 40 and 60 lux. You can use a light meter to measure the light level of your farm. Your chicken shelter must be easy to clean. There has to be enough space for chickens. The recommended will be 3 to 4 beds per square meter. Too many chickens on a small place will bring diseases. You need a ventilation system to get rid of carbon dioxide and other toxic gases and bring in oxygen. Your ventilation system will help your farm to get rid of moisture, reduce heat on hot days, reduce smell on the farm, remove dust. A farm floor. Let us look at the floor for your farm. Your floor must be straight, no holes, no objects. Floor must be hard for rats to drill holes. Must have a bedding, which might be a wood shaving, sawdust. We spoke about sawdust, that this dust is not good for chickens. Peanut covers, dry grass. Do not use green grass as they produce gases. Papers. Papers are not good when it comes to absorbing moisture. The sand. Also, the sand is not good when it comes to absorbing the moisture. An insulator. This will save cost and energy, and the chickens will do well because the temperature will be stable. The function of an insulator on your farm is to regulate the heat. When chickens are exposed to heat, they drink more water, they eat less, they grow slow, egg production drops. The light level. Your farm lights must not be too bright. The recommended range must be between 40 and 60 lux. You can use a light meter to measure the light level of your farm. An insulator. This will save cost and energy, and the chickens will do well because the temperature will be stable. The function of an insulator on your farm is to regulate the heat. When chickens are exposed to heat, they drink more water, they eat less, they grow slow, egg production drops. A chicken farm will produce about 400 different gases. They are toxic to your chickens and workers. Your farm must be away from where people live. A chicken farm can smell really bad. You need to measure the quality of your chicken farm air by using an air quality monitoring. Your farm workers must wear respirators, gloves, boots, glasses, and coveralls. An insulator. This will save cost and energy, and the chickens will do well because the temperature will be stable. The function of an insulator on your farm is to regulate the heat. When chickens are exposed to heat, they drink more water, they eat less, they grow slow, egg production drops. The light level. Your farm lights must not be too bright. The recommended range must be between 40 and 60 lux. You can use a light meter to measure the light level of your farm. Foot bath and cleaning. All visitors on your farm need to bath foot and hands before entering the farm. Visitors will bring diseases to your farm. Noise level. Chickens are just like people, they don't like noise. More noise to the chicken will result in the following: less growth, higher stress level, drop egg production. Your farm must be away from noisy environment. The recommended noise level is less than 85 decibels. Use a sound level meter to measure the noise. To clean your farm, you must use a disinfectant. I've collected few good products that are available in South Africa. Please have a look at your screen. A natural way. There is also a natural way of cleaning your farming tools. Try use hot water. It will kill most of the bacteria. And also, by putting your tools on the sunlight, that will kill some of the bacteria. A farm floor. Let us look at the floor for your farm. Your floor must be straight, no holes, no objects. Floor must be hard for rats to drill holes. Must have a bedding, which might be a wood shaving, sawdust. We spoke about sawdust, that this dust is not good for chickens. Peanut covers, dry grass. Do not use green grass as they produce gases. Papers. Papers are not good when it comes to absorbing moisture. The sand. Also, the sand is not good when it comes to absorbing the moisture. Raising chicks. Small chicks are cute. When buying chicks, make sure we are buying healthy chicks from a reliable farmer. Buy vaccinated chicks. You need to teach your chicks to eat. Take their small beak and dip them into water and feed. They will learn to eat. Or take an older chick, they will learn from it. Not a very older chick, as it will hurt the small ones. Chicks require less space than chickens. You need to give them vaccination. Chicks need a warm place. When putting the heater, put it at the corner so that the colder chicks will come closer to the heater. The hot chicks will run away from the heater. Incubator. Before operating your incubator, you need to read the manual. Before putting your eggs, you need to make sure that the temperature and the humidity is stable. A rule of thumb will be to set the incubator 12 to 24 hours before putting the eggs. The incubation process must not be interrupted. You need to set your temperature to 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit and the humidity must be between 40 and 50. On day 18, you need to take your eggs into the hatchery. Hatchery is a place in an incubator where the eggs will be hatched. Now, you need to set the humidity to 65 and 75 after 18 days. Don't expect a 100% hatch rate all the time. Do not touch the eggs during the hatching stage. To make your life easier, just buy an automatic machine, automatic incubator. With an automatic incubator, you don't need to manually turn the eggs. Do not take the chicks out of an incubator as soon as possible. Do not take your chicks out of an incubator as soon as they hatch. They might not be ready to breathe the air outside of an incubator. You can just take them out after 12 hours. When taking out your chicks, you need to prepare them a warm place with food and water. After 21 days, you need to check and count the eggs that were not successfully. Let us try a little bit of troubleshooting. If your eggs contains no blood, it means your eggs were not fertile or the temperature or the humidity were wrong. Remember we spoke about egg candling. You can identify early the eggs with no chicks. Many dead chickens. You need to check the temperature and the humidity level. Eggs hatch too early. It's because the temperature was too high. Other reason why chicks were dead could be bacteria on eggs, Sick chickens can pass diseases to eggs. Another source of bacteria might be a chicken's nest or an incubator that is dirty. Eggs from the store do not hatch, so do not put them into the incubator. Only fertile eggs can go to the incubator. Non-fertile eggs will not hatch. Take eggs from your backyard chickens that will hatch, or ask your nearest farmer for fertile eggs. It takes 18 to 21 days for an egg to hatch. Do not disconnect your incubator on the 21st day. You might be lucky to get new chickens after that day. Washing eggs. Let us look at the egg washing. Is it good or bad? You might need to wash eggs before putting them into an incubator. Putting eggs with bacteria on an incubator will spread bacteria to other eggs. Do not put dirty or cracked eggs on the incubator. Let us look at an egg. An egg contains a natural coating which is called a bloom. Let us look at the bloom. The bloom protects an egg from the outside world, has pores for an egg to breathe. It also regulates the egg's temperature. The intention of washing eggs is to kill bacteria. But the moment you wash an egg, bacteria will enter the egg. So, when washing an egg, always use a disinfectant. Don't wash eggs with too cold water. Do not use hot water. Use clean water. Use clean hands. There are few products on the market for washing eggs. I have displayed 3 of those products on your screen. A brooder. A brooder is a place for chicks to grow. Chicks will stay here after incubation for a few weeks. You need to set your temperature to 95 degrees Fahrenheit for the first week. Every week you need to reduce your temperature by 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you need to stop at the standard room temperature. You can buy a brooder or build one using cardboard. Brooder needs food, water, light, source of heat, bedding, heat measurement tool. The brooder must be clean all the time. Should have enough space for chickens. Do not forget to teach your chicks to eat. Keep chicks in batches. Do not mix small chickens with young chickens. Do not mix chickens from different farmers. Do not mix chickens with other poultry, for instance, ducks, turkeys. Okay, let us now look at the business side of the chicken farming. A research must be done before starting a business. You must identify and know your customers. How are you planning to sell your chickens? Are you planning to sell your chickens on Stockfella, taxi rank, auctions, to other farmers, selling to big companies like restaurants, selling on your farm? What exactly are you selling? Are you selling eggs? Are you selling fertile eggs? Are you selling chicks? Are you selling chickens? What is your business about? You need to be familiar with the law. You need to get an advice from lawyers on how to draft the employment contract. You need to also check with your municipality to see if it's allowed to run a chicken farm on your area. Before buying product to speed up the chicken growth, you need to contact your nearest agriculture department to see if your antibiotics are allowed. Abattoirs. Killing of animals must go with the law. Transport regulation. If you are in South Africa, you need to get yourself familiar with the rules on transporting meat and animals. You need to also be familiar with animal welfare. The air pollution as well as dumping of waste. You need to make sure that you do not kill the environment. There are certificates that you might also need for your product. For instance, halal and kosher certificate.